Hi, I'm Anthony Fazio, originally from New Jersey, and painting full-time and living in Nashville, Tennessee the past 5-6 years. Yes, there's many people that inspire my process, in particular my grandmother. I was a rambunctious child, and she would have me drawing at a young age. She was a very talented artist in New York, and she would do local shows, and she would paint landscapes, and she would have me just sit down and draw while she was painting. So I always, from a young age, from probably like 1 to 7, I had a crayon in my hand or a pencil or something. I never thought art was like an expression form. I thought it was just a technical skill. And watching my grandmother do it, she was like a master of that skill. And I got just sidetracked with sports and school, and before you know it, I was working as a corrections officer, firefighter, and EMT in New Jersey. I injured my shoulder, and I resigned from that job. While I was looking for another job, I hired an architect in Aspen, Colorado, to design a building I wanted. I was going to design a wellness center. From there, he had me actually draw something. He was like, I would like to see what you could draw. And I was camping in Maroon Bells in Aspen, Colorado, and I drew a landscape, and he hung it on his wall that day. And he had a fine art background. He told me, he said, continue with this. Well, growing up, I really never knew art. I knew my grandmother did it, but I never studied art until like I had a mentor. And they pointed out different artists, and a lot of those artists didn't respond with me. You know, I had to like eventually figure out myself. But the main artists that like respond, like I would have to say Jackson Pollock, Basquiat, Picasso, Salvador Dali, Paul Gauguin, Joe Mitchell. I could go on and on. But there's so many great, outstanding artists. I veer more to the abstract than representational art. But for me, like those are the main players that I look to.
Let's talk about medium.
Yes.
What kind of medium do you use? And I know
yeah, absolutely. I use so many. I use everything I could possibly think of for the most part. It could be anywhere from house paint to acrylic paint, to oil stick, to spray paint. And a lot of my paintings right behind me, they all have everything on. I mean, oil stick you have on it, you have acrylic paint, house paint, you have oil, like you name it, you have it. And then I also like to put texture into my paintings sometimes. I put anywhere from beach sand to rocks, you know, anything to give it that depth. I always go for mixed media. I think one medium's too boring for me. I'm more of like, let's put it on and I could always take away, but I always add and then I could subtract. I think art is science. I mean, it goes from your color harmony all the way to your composition. Golden mean 16.18. You have your rule of thirds, you name it. You know, it's more of a science because anybody can put anything on a canvas, but when you actually know what you're doing, you can reproduce that, then it becomes a science. The color I choose goes to the state that I'm feeling personally. Some of my colors are just dark and they clash, and I actually enjoy that process because that's how I'm feeling while I'm making it. And then some of my paintings are more marketable and more for the public, so to say. And those colors I like to use more neutral, more cohesive colors. Like not even so much complementary colors, because complementary colors sometimes they clash. So a lot of times I used to like to use the same colors in the same wheel. So like greens, blues, like I like to keep them all cohesive for the most part. For me, my paintings going from blank canvas to a finished painting could take anywhere from weeks to years. Some of these paintings have taken 5 years to do. So it's more about the progression and the organic process of my paintings that evolve into what I see. So what I'm trying to say is most likely I come up with an idea in my head, and it might veer off to 100 different paintings until I get that one perfect painting that I'm happy with, that I want to show the public. Art is therapy, no matter what. Art is definitely therapy. Art probably saved me so many times in my emotional life, from just like trying to figure out moving to Nashville, different cities, living in Jersey, traveling back and forth from Jersey. Art definitely is like a therapy for me. And it's amazing that I could do that therapy and turn it into a product that actually will sell, a marketable product. So I'm blessed beyond belief with this, that I could use it as a therapy and also a business. In my mind, from day one. In my mind, from like the first day I picked up that paintbrush, I knew there was something. Like I've had many jobs. I was bouncer, corrections, firefighter, EMT, and carpenter, union carpenter. So you name it. I knew how it felt to actually like do a 9 to 5 and really work. And picking out that paintbrush, it was freedom. Like I felt free doing it. So from that moment, I knew I wanted to be an artist. I just didn't understand how difficult being an artist is. To get into the art business, you're working. You're working even if you're not physically working, your mind is working 24/7. You wake up and you think about it. You go to bed, you think about it. It's living, it's breathing, and you have to adapt to all of that. But to answer your question, it's probably, I would say, the first year. After the first year, within the first 6 months, I sold the painting. And that was like, wow. Somebody actually like took my painting, put it on their wall. That's pretty cool. And it was just addicting ever since. Like, I've just been grinding for 5 years, 6 years now, just producing paintings. Even a lot of the paintings, the public will never see. They're just my paintings. However, like, getting my work out to the art beat, I think I'm ready to show the public my work now. Well, what influences me is life itself. I love just being out in the public, walking. My girlfriend, Ashley, she's a big help with my art. She's always supportive. My grandmother, she was a major influence. Different artists around town, New Jersey, and also architect too. There's a few architects that inspire me. I just like their lines and leading lines and their clean artwork. And I just enjoy life. I enjoy just being out and creating and just absorbing what nature gives me. I just want people to know that my art really does come from a place within. It's a form of expression for me, and I'm lucky enough to give it to you guys, to the public. I'm blessed with what I do, and I just want to say thank you for everything. This has been an awesome interview, and it's a great place. Art Beat is one of the top-notch art galleries in Nashville, if not the top-notch. I recommend it for everybody.